Hello and welcome to today's video as we cover the next team in Worlds 2025 previews with Fnatic. Last 12 hours, stirred the pot up with the whole LTA video. If you missed it, I do encourage you to watch it if you give a shit about what happens with the LTA and what's going to occur here. But I do say listen to it and not just comment and listen to the parts that you feel resonate with you, because I feel like a lot of people are missing bits and pieces of that. But either way, Twitter's been all over the place too. A lot of people just mischaracterizing and just making shit up about like this. It's weird. So Fnatic, LEC. Fnatic going to this event, I do not have a ton of hope for. I think there's not a lot of pizzazz with this team. We look at Poby in mid lane. Honestly, I guess part of my thought process here does come from, hey, I thought Fnatic were the fourth best team in the LEC for a large part of the summer split, but KC fell apart, and we see why. I mean, obviously, there's a lot of drama behind the scenes. So that's the thing. But Fnatic are here. Last year, they went to this event. They dropped out in Swiss stage. Of course, a former world champion. In top lane, we have Oscar Innen at 22 years old, 2.9 KDA, 54 KP, 7.7 CS per minute. Little less farm than you'd like, but relatively average numbers. 1.48 ROI, 1.2 share differential, doing a little bit of both. Can play carries, can play facilitator. 2.87 vision efficiency, but behind 93 gold and 62 XP. And you'll say, well, hey, and I say this every time, you're probably saying, but that's not that much. Just 1 second. Okay, so with Oscar Innen being behind 90 gold, 60 XP against LEC tops, whatever, but that translates to LCK LPL, and that's who we're trying to match up against here. Are you competitive at this event? Can you get the job done? I don't feel like Oscar can in the laning phase. Solo kills 21, as well as 21 champions played in 82 games. Internationally, he's 12 and 17. 1.5 KDA, 49 KP, 7.3 CS per minute, so it does drop off when he hits the international stage. 1.2 ROI, and it shows in the laning phase. Behind over 500 gold and 240 XP at 15 minutes. Only 2 solo kills in 29 career international games. In the jungle, we have Razork. I think Razork is world class. He goes to these events and he competes at a high level and will not look out of place. I know some people don't really think very highly of Razork. I think he is a very solid to good jungler. 3.9 KDA, 73 KP, 6.3 CS per minute. We look at this team, we look at the kill participations, Razork, bot lane, both around 75%. That's indicative of the team clearly fighting around bot side, the solo lanes being more so an afterthought. 6.3 ROI, 1.25 share differential, 1.25 ROI, -2 share differential, would indicate that he deals a good amount of damage relative to what the team gives him in gold. 5.67 vision efficiency. We just mentioned this with Cuz. That's great vision efficiency. Sets up objectives well, utilizes wards properly, and is not wasting gold. 63 gold ahead, 120 XP ahead. 7 solo kills, 17 champions played in 82 games. Internationally, he's 18 and 22. 1.9 KDA, 69 KP, 6 CS per minute. Does drop off a bit internationally, but like I said, is world class, shows up, and isn't a reason why his team is really getting, beat up on, I think. 1.17 ROI. Behind 210 gold, 15 XP, 2 solo kills. Mid lane, we have Poby. These are only summer stats because obviously he played winter and spring in challengers with T1. Poby joining Fnatic is very good in the laning phase. And well, actually, let me take that back. Let's break down the stat line first. So, 5.7 KDA, 64 KP, 9.7 CS per minute. Playing passive, not dying, very high resources. 9.7 is, I think, higher than Chovy's. Very well could match Chovy's resources. Now, I am curious what his Chovy's ROI is, because we look at Poby's and it's 1.44 with a 1.6 share differential. What does that mean? Well, he could be getting the most resources on the team, but dealing like the same amount of damage as like Oscar in terms of percentages. Well, I guess not. I guess not. But he's not dealing a lot of damage. Just not dealing a lot of damage. And he needs to. I think, really, with Poby getting all these resources, he needs to deal more damage. If this team wants to have a chance. And he's a very young player at 19 years old, so the expectations are at the ground for me at this event. He could tank the whole event, and I'm not going to hold it against him, but Fnatic needs him to step up and utilize those resources that he gets in the mid to late game at a high level. And the reason why I say mid to late game is because when we look at the laning phase, so 2.27 vision efficiency, whatever, young player, that's going to happen, but he was behind 13 gold and up 43 XP. 6 solo kills, 14 champions at 25 games. So, he's behind at 15 minutes. He's a young player. That's going to happen. But that means they are feeding him the resources in the mid to late game. Otherwise, he would be ahead at 15 minutes. I mean, the fact that he's got 9.7 CS per minute. We look at mid laners at this event. Most are in the mid 8s. 10 farm per 10 minutes. It's a big difference. You can do the math there. Like, there should be a gold difference there, right? So the fact of the matter is this. He needs to take the farm and do something with it. Otherwise, I mean, I think this team is one of those teams that's kind of uninspiring in that way. If Poby was dealing a lot of damage, I'd feel differently, I guess. I'm just kind of like waiting for him to show up, and if he doesn't, he doesn't. But like upset at 80 carry, I mean, we know what upset is. Very solid 80 carry. I don't think he's going to end his face off. 7-9 KDA, 74 KP, 96 CS per minute. He's going to play KDA first, and that's no joke. His KDA has always been extremely high. He does not die, and he, like I said, does not end his face off. Now, he may not get in there. If you had to choose, between dying and, trying to save the game, I think he might choose to not die. But so leads the team in kill participation with Mickey X. So like I said, 3 out of every 4 kills. 9.6 CS per minute, 154 ROI, 2.4 share differential. I mean, in terms of resource allotment, anybody on this team can carry the game, but nobody is extremely aggressive in dealing a lot of damage, is essentially what I'm trying to say. 2.39 vision efficiency, up 181 gold, 173 XP, so 238. 225, 288. This team's up about 200 gold roughly at 15 minutes. You'd rather be ahead than behind, I guess. 9 solo kills, 18 champions, 82 games. He's 6-5 internationally. 6-9 KDA, 66 KP, 10 CS per minute. 112 ROI, which shows the passiveness, but high farm and good KDA. Behind 253 gold, up 196 XP. MSI champion Mickey X at support. 3 KDA, 74 KP. Pretty aggressive. One of the more aggressive Western supports at this event at 0.91. Nearly 2 vision efficiency. 2 solo kills, 19 champions played. He has 102 games played between MSI and Worlds over his career. Does die quite a bit. That's okay. Supports, I mean, you'd like it to be higher. Right, the higher the KDA, the better. But supports are going to go in and die. So 1.4, 66 KP, 77 ROI, 172 vision efficiency. Behind 18 gold, up 102 XP. Grabs is the coach. Grabs is that coach that won MSI with Mickey. So internationally, in a best of 1 setting, he's 22 wins, 14 losses. And in best of 5s, he's 7-3. I'm happy to see Grabs back at an international event. I think that he is one of the better coaches in the LEC. And when he was not coaching, it was kind of disappointing because I do think that he could lend a hand to many teams. And this one definitely could have used it. Comes down to Poby. Comes down to what Poby can do with the resources he's given. So, thank you for watching. If you like this video, like it. Subscribe to the channel for daily League of Legends content. Follow me on Twitter. Join the Discord. Become a YouTube supporter. And hope to see you again tomorrow.